Hi everyone, I am Ketra. We're going to do a collective reading together, and this is for the week starting Monday, October 13th. So as always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And I'm also available for one-on-one readings Wednesday and Thursday this week. Just copy and paste the link or click on the live link in the description and let's go from there. But in the meantime, I believe these messages are going to be for my sober souls, those on the path to spiritual recovery and healing from so many things. And again, if you ever need any additional help while you're on the path to recovery, just feel free to leave a comment, send me an email, or again, reach out to me on my website. So as we get started, we're going to use the path. What are these? Soul contract? No, these are the Path of Light Oracle. So we're going to get messages from the Path of Light Oracle. We're going to get messages from the Angelic Vibrations Oracle. And we're also going to get Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. And then we'll take a look through tarot and see where you're at collectively this week. So your first message is Inner Voice. I have confronted my inner fears and discovered the power of my inner voice. Guided by my intuition, I walk confidently on the path of light, trusting that each step brings me closer to peace and clarity. And I love that because I knew this message was going to be for those sober souls. And I feel like, the words that each step brings me closer to clarity and peace, because each step of the spiritual recovery steps brings you closer to that inner peace and that connecting to the divine, to God, to your higher self. And then as a reminder, I do have a playlist and it has all the steps to spiritual recovery, a reading with each one, and of course, oracle messages. So I think that this is really important because you have confronted your inner fears and you have discovered the power of your inner voice. So I love that for you. Your next message is expansion. I'm always growing, expanding, and evolving. With every experience, I expand my understanding and deepen my connection to the divine. I welcome change and new possibilities, knowing that each step forward brings me closer to my highest potential. Like I said, I knew this was going to be a message for my sober souls. So I love that for you guys. I love that for myself because I am also on the path to spiritual recovery. So I love these messages. I love when I can connect with the divine and just know that these messages are for you guys. So this is going to be Angelic Vibrations Oracle. So we'll get like one or two messages from this deck. Okay, we're going to use this one. Love of animals. Oh, so it's got a bunny and it's got owls and it's got doves and it's just absolutely a beautiful card. And I think that is definitely something that I've noticed on the spiritual path to recovery is how every animal that I see brings me joy. Like I was walking the riparian here in Arizona the other day, and there was a bunny, and I about lost it because bunnies are just so darn cute. So I was like, oh my God, there's a bunny. And then the squirrels and the birds. And it's having that time to slow down and just be at peace. And then just be grateful for every little thing that you see, So I think there's two cards here. There is. This is solace and this is gratitude. So taking those times of solace, taking those times of quiet. And again, I think in this card, it just looks like that fairy is just looking so kind and lovingly at whatever it is they see. And then gratitude, absolutely. Just having gratitude for every moment that we now appreciate more than we ever have before. So I love that. The last oracle message that we're going to get is going to be from Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. Again, beautiful messages, beautiful cards. I mean, I really enjoyed doing these videos for you guys because, I use my cards personally and I use them for one-on-one readings. And again, if you want a one-on-one reading, just feel free to reach out to me. But even the colors and the messages on these cards, they just seem to resonate a little differently now, blend into the environment. Is there two here? No. You have many skills and can fit in any situation. Take time to access what is going on around you and adapt accordingly, just like that. Oh my gosh, look at those cards. They're so pretty. We're just going to get one more message because we can. Gentle moderation. Absolutely. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish. And I think that's a fantastic message too, because when we're on the spiritual path of recovery, you don't have to do anything alone. You have so many people around you that want to help you and that care for you and that love you. And, if you don't have the help that you feel like you need, again, reach out. I myself can help you while you're on your spiritual path to recovery. And my husband also has 8 years, so he can help you too. So either way, we've got you. So let's go ahead and we're going to move these over here. And we're going to ask Tarot to kind of go ahead and step forward and tell us what messages we're meant to hear. And interesting also, when I was shuffling the cards, they were just very bound and determined the way that I shuffled them. So I definitely think that there's a specific message that I'm going to share today. So expansion and inner voice. What is their inner voice trying to guide them to today? So we're going to do 3 rows, kind of like where you're at, where you're going, and kind of advice on how you're getting there kind of thing. Ooh, look at you guys. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, and the High Priestess, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Beautiful. And you have the 9 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Swords, and Knight of Wands. Okay, so on your first row right now, Knight of Pentacles, I appreciate this for you guys because I get this card a lot, and it's a reminder to take things slow. Whatever it is you're doing right now, you are making progress, and it may feel slow, and that's okay. Slow and steady as you're moving forward this week, because you are moving on to something. This is the 6 of Swords. So it shows that slowly but surely you're moving on to something more significant in your life. And I think that you're being guided by your intuition because you have the High Priestess. So right now with the High Priestess, what I feel from the card is, what is it that, because the High Priestess is like a keeper of secrets. She has the knowledge from the divine, and she taps into her intuition to connect. So I think it's a nod from above that you need to connect to your inner self, your higher self. Maybe make sure that that connection with God is right, or your higher power, whatever you resonate with, because you are expanding. And that inner voice card, I definitely feel like that is significant. So intuition with the High Priestess is asking you, what is your inner voice telling you this week? What is your intuition telling you this week? We're going to go ahead and clarify this row just so that we get a little bit of clarity on each of the messages. So Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. I just keep hearing slow and steady wins the race. Oh, wow. So you are definitely moving on to something. So you have 2 6 of Swords, and that's really my guides telling you, you're moving forward, but go slow. Don't rush. Like if you're in the middle of the steps or at the beginning of your sobriety, don't rush. Take it easy, especially this week. Your 6 of Swords is clarified by the Emperor. Very strong energy for you, asking you to be ready. So if you look at the card, the Emperor has his armor on underneath the cloak, and that's significant. What I feel for you is that you're ready to handle the things that come your way this week because you've taken the steps, or you've taken that time to listen to your inner voice, and you're just able to go ahead and move forward. Whatever direction it is that the divine is trying to get you to go in, you're ready to move forward, which is fantastic. So our High Priestess is clarified by the 10 of Cups. So that inner voice that you're hearing, or that intuition that you're feeling, that is leading you in the direction of that 10 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment, that happiness, that bliss, that joy that you've been searching for. If you listen to your intuition and allow yourself to be guided this week, I think it's going to be very beneficial. You have the Knight of Cups, and if you could see it the way I see it, the Knight of Cups is facing the Wheel of Fortune. So just being emotionally driven this week from a kindness kind of a perspective, love, kindness, tenderness, patience. I think that's going to serve you well this week with the Knight of Cups. And then nurture those feelings that you have this week. Just nurture yourself is a big kind of feeling that I'm getting right now. Like my heart feels really full right now, but I'm thinking about being kind and loving and tender to myself. So that is a message for you guys to just be heart focused this week. That's what I heard. And what I feel like it's going to do is it's going to release you from that nightmare, that Nine of Swords is just living a nightmare. And I feel like when you're heart focused and heart centered and heart driven, which is how the divine connect to you, it's going to end that nightmare for you. So I think this week, just remember to listen to your inner voice. That's a very strong message. And you're being guided. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to clarify this row too. Our Knight of Cups, our Queen of Cups, and our Nine of Swords. And also, this is just a reminder, get up and do something different. Get up and change your story. If there's something that has been weighing you down, talk to somebody, but get up and change your story. So your Knight of Cups is clarified your Knight of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Swords. So this is a lot of Knight energy because you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. You also have the Knight of Wands. So what that tells me is that you're very much ready to continue on this journey with so much like I'm ready to do this. I've got this. I feel like it's probably because you've either found support or you're getting the support you need on this journey. So just remember, as you're going forward, this is usually a reminder to slow down. And it's funny because if I lay it down this way, it's facing the Knight of Pentacles. And that, again, is a reminder, just take it slow and steady this week, okay? Your Queen of Cups is clarified by the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is a card typically of like despair and sadness for what was lost. But there's two cups right there that he could just turn around, pick up, and go home. And so clarifying that Queen of Cups is just a reminder that you want to nurture yourself this week, okay? And then your Nine of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior card. He's been through so much. He, she, they, them, doesn't matter. Been through a lot. But if you just focus on one thing, that is ideal for us in recovery, right? But it's also like coming to me about boundaries. So setting some boundaries, making sure maybe there's situations that are still kind of either haunting you is what I heard, or that you're around that is just making it harder for you to stay on that path of spiritual recovery. If that's the case, you may need to put some boundaries up this week, either mentally or physically with others. So then your advice from above is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. So keep going on this journey because, again, that Knight of Cups was facing that Wheel of Fortune. So to keep the Wheel of Fortune spinning in the right direction, just be heart focused this week. Be mindful of, so this is the Seven of Swords. So sometimes I usually look at it as think of something in a different way. But what came to me right now is just trickery of the mind. The mind likes to play tricks on us, especially if we're in recovery, alcohol and substances, cunning, baffling, hard to understand sometimes. So just remember, if the mind starts kind of playing tricks on you, just remember the steps, just remember the guidance that you've gotten from others. Just remember to take time to make a phone call, reach out to somebody if something in your mind starts going a little squirrely, because you have the Knight of Wands, and your Knight of Wands, he kind of goes at things a little, not half-heartedly, because he's got the wands, and so he's kind of fire and ambitious. Just, I think with this card is what I'm feeling pretty strong, is just be mindful how you're moving forward. You've got all that ambition and drive, and you're like excited for your future. Just remember to kind of take it slow. And then we're going to go ahead and clarify this row. What is the Wheel of Fortune for them this week? What is the Wheel of Fortune for them right now? Okay, so you have the Five of Pentacles. So in this row, this is kind of like things that you've moved past, advice from above. This shows the Five of Pentacles is a card of kind of calling yourself out. So to keep your Wheel of Fortune moving forward, remember to let go of any negativity. Listen to that inner voice. And the inner voice that you listen to is the one that's kind and loving. If you're hearing anything else, that's ego. That's the part that we don't need to listen to right now. Your Seven of Swords is clarified by the King of Swords. So again, if your thoughts start to get squirrely this week, just remember to obtain mental clarity. So if that's meditating, again, if that's, like I said, talking to somebody else, get some clarity this week if you start having any kind of thoughts that are getting a little out of control, that Nine of Swords kind of energy. And then your Knight of Wands is clarified by the swords. So just remember, you can think of things one way or another. But either way, it's that clarity that you need to kind of figure out what decision is it that you may need to make this week. There might be something coming up where you kind of think it's a good idea, but you're unsure. That's the Two of Swords. It's like, should I do this or should I do that? If you're unclear, ask for guidance. Pray, meditate, ask others for a little bit of guidance. Get that information that you need so that you can have the clarity that you need to make a decision. So we're going to get 3 cards of advice just for you guys after this. Just 3 cards of advice for them. I mean, this is all kind of advice, but I just like doing the 3 cards at the end. So you have the Star. What is the one thing that you really want to work on right now? Because 10 of Pentacles, it's going to give you what you want. Oh, and then you have the 4 of Wands. I love that. Okay, so focus this week also on what it is that continues to give you harmony and healing. What is it this week that gives you that balance? Because it's going to give you pretty much everything you want. The 10 of Pentacles is happiness with friends and family. But what it also is like, I want to say like ancient information, but that's not the right word, you guys. It's more like information from elders. That's where we were going. So the information from your elders is going to help you kind of like with that focus on what your North Star is, kind of thing. And then it's helping you to celebrate. It's helping you to build your foundation. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of building that foundation and then success with building that foundation. I love that these 3 cards are your advice for the rest of the week. So as always, I love doing these readings for you guys. Until the next video, take care and have a great rest of your day.